Are you feeling like you're in need of new energy or a new beginning? Have you felt a shift in your energy, mood, or motivation? That's because spring is just around the corner. And with spring comes the perfect opportunity for cleansing, renewal, and rebirth. If you want to truly get the most out of the opportunity to use spring as a fresh start, then keep watching this video to learn 4 Indigenous teachings that can help you better understand spring and spring cleansing. Hi there, I'm Mallory from tribaltradeco.com. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for new videos every week on smudging, Indigenous culture, and Native teachings. What makes spring so important anyway? Why do we think of spring as a time to change our lives or rid ourselves of things we don't need? In Indigenous culture, spring is thought of as a time of rebirth and renewal. Not only is this true in nature, but it's also true for the cycle of our lives as well. As winter comes to an end, we find ourselves wanting to refresh or cleanse ourselves and move on to a new chapter. But that's not always easy to accomplish, and not being able to take full advantage of this chance for a fresh start can leave us feeling disappointed and purposeless. That's why today we're talking about 4 Indigenous teachings that you can focus on during spring to help you cleanse your life and get the fresh start that you need. Here at Tribal Trade Co., we're passionate about teaching you new ways to easily incorporate Indigenous teachings into your daily routine. We've helped tens of thousands of people connect with Indigenous teachings and practices, and spring is the perfect time to learn something new. After today's video, you'll be able to fully understand the importance of spring and use 4 simple Indigenous teachings to help you navigate the new season. You might have heard phrases like spring cleaning before, but why do we associate spring with tidying up, change, and growth? In Indigenous culture, the seasons often align with certain traditions or beliefs. That's why we might participate in certain activities at certain times of the year, or feel the need to cleanse our space during other times. Spring also has distinct meaning in Indigenous culture. It's an important part of Indigenous teachings like the medicine wheel, which reminds us how our lives, like the seasons, are all connected in a circle. While spring might mean something different to everyone, if you want to really understand spring and how to maximize the benefits of this new exciting season, then there are some Indigenous teachings about spring that can help you. The first Indigenous teaching you can use for spring is the meaning of spring in Indigenous culture. Spring represents a time of rebirth and growth. The warm weather returns, plants bloom, and animals come out of hibernation. Spring marks a time of renewal and reminds us that good things are ahead. In Indigenous culture, this reminder is important because it reminds us of the cyclical nature of Mother Earth. Everything is connected and works together to move through the 4 chapters of the seasons. Spring always arrives to remind us of growth and rebirth, no matter how long or cold or difficult the winter has been. Understanding the meaning of spring can help you really focus on what is important for this season of your life. It can help you to focus on the good things to come and choose a new direction to improve your life or experience a cleanse that will help you shake off the past and look forward with hope and positivity. Now, the second Indigenous teaching you can use for spring is smudging to cleanse your space. If spring is a time of cleansing and renewal, then it is the perfect time to cleanse your space of negative energy. In Indigenous culture, smudging is used to purify a room, home, or even your mind of negative energy and invite in new, positive energy. Spring is the perfect time to do this and give yourself a fresh start. One of the simplest ways to engage with Indigenous teachings during spring is to smudge. This ritual is simple and effective and can make you feel more focused, grounded, and even more positive. The best way to start a new chapter or season is to focus on your energy first. Get into the right mindset and start a new season, and the rest will follow. Just like rejuvenating your space or starting a brand new journey. To learn more about smudging, watch this video right here. Have you ever made smudging part of your springtime routine? Let us know in the comments below. There are a few more easy ways to use Indigenous teachings in your springtime routine. The third Indigenous teaching that you can use for spring is the medicine wheel. If you're looking to really dive into the meaning of spring, then it's important to understand the medicine wheel. In Indigenous cultures, the medicine wheel is broken into 4 quadrants, and each quadrant has its own meaning. These 4 sections or quadrants can represent the 4 states of being, the 4 stages of life, the 4 directions, and the 4 seasons. The east represents spring. This is the place of new beginnings, dawn, and rebirth. This season is often represented by the color yellow, just like a sunrise. Many of the qualities of spring are the same as babies or children. Curiosity, wonder, excitement, growth, vulnerability. Spring is the time to nurture these qualities. The medicine wheel teaches us the balance of all things and reminds us what to focus on during the new season. If you want a full overview of the medicine wheel, I've made this helpful video that explains all 4 quadrants of the medicine wheel. Now, the 4th Indigenous teaching that you can use for spring is reflection. Finally, and maybe the most important, spring is a time for reflection, and Indigenous teachings can help remind us of that fact. Reflection can mean many things. It can mean focusing on what's really important to us, or reminding ourselves that all things are connected to help renew our sense of purpose or value. Sometimes in spring, we like to focus on minimalism, purging ourselves of the things we don't need and only keeping what we truly need. This can be a really important part of accepting the gifts that spring has to offer, by cleansing ourselves of the past and moving on to the future, feeling lighter, cleansed, or reborn. So now you know 4 Indigenous teachings to use for spring. These teachings can help you really understand what spring is all about and use them to help shape your spring. Now you'll not only understand why spring is so important, but how you can participate in this exciting time of growth and rebirth. If you want a little help using smudging in your spring cleansing routine, download our free smudging guide at the link below. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by liking it, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.